This MLB Playoffs Wildcard Game 2 episode of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of October. We are here to handicap the MLB Wildcard Game 2, which get underway around about 4 hours from now. Joining me from somewhere in New York is Mr. Scott Reichel. Scott, this is the time of year we do the old switcheroo. It's daylight where I am. It's never daylight when we have these chats, but for 4 weeks a year, I get the morning shift. So how are you doing, mate? I haven't done a show with you for ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. You look good. Nice to see you again. But point is happy to be here, of course, at the end of the day with the playoffs coming around. It is trickier to actually find a uniform time for the shows because we can't really do it at 5 o'clock anymore, Eastern time, because some of the games haven't finished yet. So there's no point. And then if you want to do it in the morning, you have some games that start at 1 p.m. So you kind of have to thread the needle a bit when it comes to recording times, but we're going to try. So we have an episode for Game 2 now. Game 3, Dylan and I are doing it at like 9 p.m., so the Dodgers game isn't going to be final yet, but we're going to do our best anyway. So once again, it's going to be a little bit of inconsistency with recording time, but we will cover all the games. So don't worry about that.
So you might handicap a game that doesn't even happen. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So there you go. But keep that in mind, though, that once again, the recording times are going to be a bit inconsistent. So it might be certain time one day, certain time another day, but just check your notifications on YouTube and you'll find the games covered at some point.
Yeah, we'll be as flexible as possible, and I'm sure Scott, the listeners, will be as well. So, yeah, I enjoyed last night. I was double parking with the Champions League and all sorts of things going on at the same time. But it was nice to watch the games. It was a proper feel, that playoff feel that you don't get the rest of the season. I mean, we'll go through the game ones as we hit each game too, but I think my main thought from last night was, apart from Hunter Green, all the pitchers turned up. I mean, you've got stud matchups on the docket, and that's exactly what you got. There wasn't Green was the only pitcher who didn't really perform as you'd expect, Scott.
Yes, there was one common theme, though, between all of the teams. Do you know what that is?
No.
They all scored more than Liverpool.
Yes.
So that was a crossover there for the Champions League. But point is, a lot of good games. At the end of the day, Game 1 unders to start a playoffs are usually the moneymaker, especially in the wild card series. And yeah, not much offense for the first couple games. So I ended up seeing some great pitching duels. Skubal was great. You ended up seeing the Cubs rally with back-to-back home runs, and they were able to hold on 3-1. Boyd was battling, but he was able to get through it, and the bullpen did a great job. You saw the Red Sox, of course, come back and beat the Yankees. Shout out to Luke Weaver, ERA of infinity in Game 1. He had no outs, so that was not fun. Fried was great. He actually outpitched Crochet, and it didn't matter because the Yankees bullpen, which we've talked about for months, once again imploded. The lineups were a bit weird. We'll get into that a bit more for Game 2, but the Yankees bullpen imploded, and Boss was able to come back and win 3-1. And then you had an explosion offensively. The Reds, second most runs yesterday.
Yeah.
And they lost by 5 runs. So not the game you kind of wanted there, but Green was really bad. Dodgers bullpen wasn't great, but they were already up by 8 runs, so who cares? But Ohtani homered twice. Teoscar basically delivered the dagger early with the 3-run homer. And Ohtani leadoff bomb is probably not how you want to start a postseason run, but either for the Reds, I mean, of course. But I think we all expected the Dodgers to take care of business against the Reds, so I'm not totally shocked that Game 1 turned out to be a blowout in LA, but 3 of the 4 games were really good.
Yeah, Ohtani's quite good at baseball, it turns out.
Yeah.
Picks were okay. We'll mention them as we go, but 1-2, lost 2, but the 2 winners were plus money, so a little maybe half a unit profit. And actually, a couple of my player props landed, and then it's not something I'm an expert in. I'm quite looking forward to getting your input on some of the player stuff. I listened to yourself and Adam yesterday, Scott, and the little section you did at the start about sort of how differently to handicap playoff baseball, the unders with the pinch hitters and the bullpen, the starting pitch and length, stuff like that, was really good stuff. Like, for someone like me, still learning, do you know what I mean? About 8-9 years in. It was outstanding, so I really enjoyed that, mate. Thank you. I learned something, Scott.
Well, also to quickly plug, first of all, thanks for tuning into the show. I do want to point out, though, for the final prop that I gave out, the best bet, I won already. It was a postseason pick for the fastest pitch at 102.5 miles per hour. It was minus 180. I know it's juicy for a lock on the show, but I thought it was stealing. It closed at 230. Yeah, it cashed in the second game of
what was the line? 102?
It was 102.5 at minus 180. Closed at 230. And yeah, Mason Miller's first fastball went 102.9. So it cashed in the second game of the postseason.
Didn't Hunter Green throw one faster than that as well? Later on?
Green got up to, I think, 102. He didn't get to the 102 and a half.
Okay.
I was using Baseball Savant. If you click on each actual game, they give you a tracker, and it has fastest pitch speed. But there was somebody on the Dodgers yesterday who threw 102.8.
Wow.
So two separate guys on the first day of the postseason cashed the prop for me. So, yeah, sweat-free minus 180. Can't complain.
That rivals your Marlins' longest losing streak from early last season.
7 straight to start last season, which was a joke and a half. But
God likes getting it done early. He doesn't want these bets running into any longer than they have to.
Yeah.
The merch store sale ends at the end of September. 25% off. Promo code football. And we will crack on. Joe Dollar has been everywhere I've been in the last 3 weeks. Hello, Joe. Looking forward to watching Arsenal tonight, I reckon. Dave Johnson was first in the chat. There's a few more people lurking, so if you are lurking and you want to give us a pick, by all means do so. Today's games are in the same sequence at the same time as yesterday's games. We'll get underway at 1:08 Eastern. The Detroit Tigers are at the Cleveland Guardians with a 1-0 lead. Casey Mize for the Tigers will take on Tanner Bybee of the Cleveland Guardians. Plus 110 the Tigers, minus 131 the Guardians with a total of 6.5. Scott, pop quiz. How many of Tarek Skubel's balls made it out of the infield yesterday?
Not many. Are you talking about base runners or just any balls hit out of the
infield? Any ball that left the infield, any pitch that left the infield. Okay.
I'm not going to include the infield Little League triple by Jose Ramirez where they threw the ball into the outfield. I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, Scott, for the win. You're on fire today.
Thank you.
We should do more early morning shows with you more often. You're a different man at this time of day. Yeah, 4. Yeah. One of them was a pop fly with the shortstop caught, and then 3 other pitchers managed to leave the infield. So that was the end of that. Mize was steady Eddie, really, throughout the season. 14-6, 387, ERA 127. Whitby did drop off slightly post All-Star break, and then actually he got back on track in September. His 5 September starts were right up there. He saw Cleveland 3 times, was fine, 4 earned runs in 17 and 1/3. Tanner Bybee had an award-winning September. It was outstanding. 4 starts, 27 and 2/3, 130 ERA, with a whip of well below 1. Now, obviously, we've handicapped these two teams a lot in the last month or so. We talked about them always being run prevention teams, run prevention series. We saw all of that last night. The season series is 11-3 to an under of 7, including the last 6 games. There's been a high of 7 runs in the last 6 games, all in the last month. This is low variance here. I do prefer Bybee to Mize. It's fine margins. Detroit, I feel like, so I took the Guardians last night, and we knew it was going to be close. We knew there wasn't going to be much in it. We knew that it was like one turning point, and the turning point was Ramirez not getting home. And all of a sudden, you either win the game or you're in extras at plus 140. And I thought that was the right thing to do. And I would make the same pick again. The Tigers aren't going to get that off Skubel tonight because he's Casey-wise isn't territory. But I'm going to take Cleveland minus 130. The one player I looked at, two actually, Jose Ramirez, obviously, 5 for 10 off Mize with 2 homers. But Bo Naylor's got a good record. Bo Naylor didn't start last night. Austin Hedges started last night. So if Naylor does to start tonight, he's 3 for 8 with 2 homers off Mize as well. So maybe factor some Bo Naylor stuff in. But plain old Cleveland money line for me, Scott.
Yeah, so for this one, I like the under. I know you mentioned the recent season numbers. Both teams are going to be really, really careful letting anybody score because offensively they're not very good. So I'll go with the under in that one. I know I cashed this prop in game 1. I don't know if I want to run it back for game 2. I had the no home runs in game 1 at plus 440, and that got there. So it's plus 420 now. I don't feel as good about it because I thought Scooball was going to shove. So I was really kind of ignoring Cleveland. It was only if Detroit would go a yard, and luckily Gavin Williams was good yesterday as well. For this one, I just think I like the under in the game. For the side, it would be pretty funny if Cleveland has an all-time great comeback to win the division, just to lose to Detroit at home in the first 2 games of the series to get eliminated. It would be kind of funny. I think going into the series, I was blindly going to take whichever team was plus money in any of these games because I don't see much separating these teams. Both teams can't really score. The pitching's solid. Bybee against Mize, you could argue based on form and experience, maybe Bybee's better. Not by a lot. I think you could argue that they're pretty similar in terms of talent, and both lineups we know can be non-existent for a decent portion of time. So I like the under. I don't mind Detroit potentially getting plus money here for what I think is a coin flip game and series as a whole. I thought about going really bold and picking extra innings in the game, but I was trying to find what the prop was actually going to be priced at because if we're picking every game to be 3-2, 2-1, whatever it is, I mean, why not? I might be able to get a massive price on that. So I'm going to quickly see if I can find a price, but I don't mind extra innings in this game, depending on what the price is.
Yeah, I'm just having a little look here on my local, but I can't see it. Yeah, you have a look for that, Scott. Cleveland did come into this postseason with the worst OBP of any team ever in the history of ever since OBP was invented. So that was a fairly decent record from Cleveland. Eli joined us in the chat. Eli, nice to have you with us. Good morning. Bills Mafia is here as well, as is Michael Lee and Adam. So yeah, we're getting a few early birds here. We'll get into the Padres Cubs game 2. Let me remind you about mybookie.ag. Your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second to none. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig is an exchange. You know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Adam, who's in the chat, is a really good follow on Twitter, by the way. He throws some winners out. I've been enjoying some of Adam's stuff, so thanks for those, Adam. 3:08 Eastern. San Diego Padres at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs with a 1-0 lead. The Padres will throw Dylan Cease. The Cubs are going with an opener, Andrew Kittredge, who will go into Yoshinobu. No, he won't. Imanaga, sorry. Spot of mild racism.
You got the right country. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Apologies to the people of Japan. Shota Imanaga is the correct answer. Minus 115 the Cubs, minus 105 the Padres. Total Scott 6.5.
By the way, first things first, extra innings was plus 650 for that Tigers game. So you play that game 7 times. I think you might get an extra inning game in there. I don't mind it. But either way, for this one, Padres, has there really been a franchise that's been hyped up more despite doing nothing over the last 10 years? What a complete no-show in game 1. They're up 1-0. I know that O'Hearn almost hit a bloop single there. Nice play by Swanson to kind of save the game from getting out of reach. Back-to-back homers, and you didn't score again, and you ended up just losing. So San Diego needs to win to stay alive. The thing is, Imanaga's been really bad for the last month or two, and now they're using an opener. We'll see how that goes. But San Diego, look, I'm not a big Cease guy. It's documented. I don't think Cease is a good pitcher, as Joe's mentioning on the screen right now. His postseason numbers were a mess last year. I mean, they were against the Dodgers as well, which doesn't help. But I'm not a Cease fan. Imanaga's not been very good. I have problems with both pitchers here. So I don't mind the over, actually, in this game at 6.5. The pricing feels right to me. I think Imanaga and Cease, you can argue, are kind of neck and neck average at this point. And I do like San Diego's bullpen more than Chicago's. Chicago's bullpen was great yesterday. I think I'll go over in this game, but I think I'll also take a spin on the Padres. I do think the Padres offense can get to Imanaga. He has a home run issue, which has been a problem. I think this game's close late, and if that's the case, give me the better bullpen. I'll take San Diego minus 105, but I prefer the over at 6.5.
This was the one game I got completely wrong yesterday. We don't lean on this network. I took the Padres and I took runs. I thought there'd be some runs in this. I was completely wrong on both counts. Dylan was on the right side, and I kind of feel the opposite to you here, Scott. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. I thought Cease might go to the bullpen actually as a bridge guy in this series, but he does get the start. Not a great season. Few people have pointed that out. 4.88 ERA pre-All-Star break, but he did finish stronger. September was his best month of the season. Saw the Cubs once, was okay. But his recent road starts, like you're right, 4 earned against the White Sox. Similar at Seattle. Padres didn't hit last night. I was expecting better things from some of the lefty mashers, particularly 4 hits, only 1 extra base hit last night. Now, the Cubs used 5 bullpen pitchers last night. Andrew Kittredge pitched the 8th inning, and he's going to open for Imanaga here. And then I think we'll see more bullpen because Imanaga's going to be on a relatively short leash. But with the Cubs 1-0 up, I think they can throw the kitchen sink at it in an attempt to get this one here and now. The Padres' recent playoff record is absolutely painful, Scott. If you remember, they finished last year with 24 scoreless innings against the Dodgers consecutively and then added 1 run to it last night. There's just something not clicking about this Padres team in the playoffs. Wrigley was buzzing as well yesterday. I think that's worth half a run. The atmosphere in Wrigley Field was absolutely tremendous. I think the Cubs can put them away. So I'm going to take the Cubs at minus 115. Player-wise, Michael Busch has 2 homers off Dylan Cease and 8 at-bats. So Michael Busch might be my dinger play of the day. Scott, did you have any player stuff for this one?
Thought about Tatis. He's been good historically against Imanaga. Thought that might be an option. But as you mentioned, San Diego in the postseason just no-shows offensively all the time. So it's kind of difficult to really back anybody. I'm not going to bet on Cease in this game, but I think we will be getting a game 3 personally. But I like the over. I don't trust either pitcher. I do want to ask about the Cubs bullpen, though, because it was very good yesterday. Boyd did not go much distance. So I don't actually know if fatigue will play a factor for game 2 here because they kind of unloaded the bullpen in game 1. And now you have an opener. Imanaga might go maybe 4. I don't know. He's not been very good for the last month and a half. And then you're going to throw in the bullpen again. So both teams kind of used a decent amount of their bullpen yesterday. So maybe you'll see a blow-up inning. We'll see what happens. So We'll find out. But I do wonder if fatigue will play a factor for both bullpens in this matchup.
Yeah, fair point. HX Philly joined us. Welcome along. Nice to have you. Yeah, it is Kittredge followed by Imanaga asking the question. Third game on the board here. 6:08 Eastern. The Boston Red Sox are at Scott's New York Yankees. Brian Bale for the Red Sox will take on left-handed pitcher Carlos Rodon for the Yankees, who are minus 180 for the win. Boston leading 1-0 plus 150. Total here is 7.5. I like Bello. I've always liked him the last 3 or 4 seasons. Pretty middling performer now. He's kind of settled into this pattern of mediocrity. He's all right. He's decent. 4 earned runs against the Yankees on September the 13th. Done okay against the Yankees historically. 5-4 record with a 2.35 ERA. Didn't finish the season strongly. Possible signs of fatigue in there for me. I'm not sure. Rodon's rock solid. 3.09 ERA, 105 whip. You can take that down to a 2.61 ERA in September, a 2.98 home ERA. The Yankees need Rodon to go long because they can't just the bullpen. Scott laid it out at the top of the show. So they do need him to go some length here. The Boston offense was subdued last night. Hopefully we'll see a bit more out of them tonight. They did out-hit the Yankees. The Yankees will be happy to see the back of Crochet again, and Bayo's capable of coughing up a few. So I think we might just see some runs in this one. 7.5 just seems a hair low. I think the Red Sox will be good for an extra couple of runs, and Bayo does look vulnerable. So I think we can get to 8 here, Scott. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I agree. I think 7.5 is too low. Rodon historically not great against Boston, and Bayo has been pretty good against the Yankees, but as you mentioned, not great the last couple outings of the regular season. I think you'll see some runs. Crochet was incredible. I think he retired 17 in a row at one point. It was a mess for the Yankees. On top of that, Fried was great. I'm going to chalk it up to just two really good pitchers battling it out. But once Fried left the game, Boston's bats woke up, and I do think they can score some runs here. Conceptually, the Yankees, though, laying 180 is egregious. That's just an insane price for the Yankees. So I'll go with Boston in this one. Do I think Boston's going to win the game? I didn't officially say that, but the point is the Yankees laying 180 with a bullpen that is just dying to blow games should not be 180. That's just something I can't do. Including game one, I believe the Yankees now are 4-10 against Boston this season, which is not good. So I'll go with Boston in this one. I think the Red Sox can keep this game very close, find a way to maybe steal it. If the Yankees win, would I be shocked? No. But 180 is an insane price. These teams are close in general. Bayo's been, I know, underwhelming recently, but I don't really trust the Yankees' offense to come through when needed either. So give me the Red Sox for value at plus 150. Give me the over, 7.5.
Okay. Rolando in the chat has laid out a bomb-proof case for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, as the Yankees fan, I can tell you Rodon is really not good against Boston historically. So I agree with that. So it's a bullish plus 150 play for Rolando. One more game to get to. I need to tell you about Underdog, a great place to play fantasy pick'em. You can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favourite player. Stats available for tons of sports. There's a brand new offer here for new customers. Play $5, get 100 in bonus funds. Use the code SGPN to sign up at Underdog. And Rhythm off to a great start in college football and the NFL. The leaderboard's up there. You can win up to $1,000 just by tracking your bets. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. Final game, 9:08 Eastern, is the Cincinnati Reds at the LA Dodgers. Dodgers leading 1-0. Zach Littell goes for the Reds. The Dodgers will throw Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and they are short. Minus 270, plus 220. The Reds, and the total, Scott, is 8. Minus 270, skinny for a playoff game. Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because I'm going to ask you, I know where I stood on it. Did you give the Reds a chance in the series?
I just can't see why the same thing won't happen again tonight.
That's kind of where I'm at.
It might to and fro a little bit.
Did you think the Reds had a chance? Or do you think they were just going to get destroyed?
They had a puncher's chance if Hunter Green had thrown the first punch and wobbled them a little bit, but he didn't. And to drag this analogy out to death, they are very much on the ropes now, Scott.
Yeah, I think that the Reds never stood a chance. I think that them getting blown up by the Dodgers makes the Mets not making it funnier. That's a separate point, but I do think the Dodgers they were my pick to win the World Series when I did the episode with Lante a couple days ago. I know the bullpen's not great. The offense, though, is nasty, and I do think that the Reds are an average team that got in because we added a wild card spot a couple years ago, and it felt like nobody in the National League wanted it. You had the Mets who were falling apart constantly. Diamondbacks fell apart down the stretch. The Reds were wildly average. They lost 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh, and they still made the playoffs in the final week or so. So the Reds I never thought were that good. And the fact is they got in as, in my opinion, the worst team in the field. You could argue one of the AL Central teams that got in, but I think the Reds might have been worse. Point is, the Dodgers I just thought would kill them. I thought it was going to be one-way traffic. I thought Snell was going to shove in game one. He did. I thought Green would have been better than that. I don't think it mattered. The game was over pretty quickly, but I see it's a pretty similar story here. Dodgers are loaded. The Reds are really not. Ellie is a very powerful name brand without much substance in the entire second half of the season. I don't think the offense is that great, especially lately for the last couple of weeks. Do I trust Littell pitching? No. Do I think Yamamoto is going to pitch well? Of course I do. He's Yamamoto. So I'll go with the Dodgers minus 1.5. I don't mind Yamamoto to win, actually, at plus 120. I like it at plus money. I see rinse and repeat. Maybe not 15 runs, but I can see a 6-2 type game. Pretty straightforward. Give me the Dodgers to sweep. Dodgers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I think it might take a couple of different meanders, but I think the destination is kind of inevitable. Littell's game log is all right. 10 starts for the Reds now since he came across from the Rays. 4.39 ERA, not much length. So I think the bullpen will need at least 4 innings minimum. And 4 of their main guys saw work last night for the Reds. Yamamoto's been bulletproof lately. Good length, lots of swing and miss. Hard to pick holes in him at all. The Dodgers' offense is a nightmare. It's just relentless. The bullpen is a nightmare for a different reason. So Yamamoto recorded the win, caught my eye, Scott, which you've just mentioned. I had it at plus 110. You've got plus 120. I know they've got Glasnow, Sasaki, and Sheehan all in the bullpen, but we saw Snell go 7 last night. There's a bet here. I'm not sure if I've missed something, Scott. I need your expertise here. Most singles, 3-way market. So the tie is plus 550. But this has got the Reds' favourite at minus 105. Dodgers plus 125 to have the most singles. Now, I know we're expecting the Dodgers, when they put back the ball, to be able to hit more doubles, more homers, whatever it is. But Dodgers most singles at plus 125. Am I missing something there, Scott? Do you feel like
sounds good. Sounds good to me. It sounds like you stumbled. Your soccer brain was tingling. You found a corner market for baseball. But
yeah.
I do think the singles make sense to me, especially with who's pitching, because Littell's a contact guy. So you're going to be picking a lot of contact being made by the Dodgers bats, but unless the argument is hit the ball too far.
Yeah, that's the only argument I could see. I was genuinely thinking, I must have missed something, because the only thing are they assuming they turn them all into doubles or homers, which is patently not going to happen.
The point is, Yamamoto, I don't know how many hits he's going to allow. And if he's going to go 6 or 7, you're going to limit your chances anyway of allowing many singles, because I don't see many base runners for the Reds. So, no, I think you found something. I think 125 makes sense. I guess the argument might be because of the road team, so maybe the Dodgers don't bat in the bottom of the 9th. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's a good angle. Yeah, good point.
But I still would like the Dodgers. I see them getting more hits than the Reds in general, but I like the price. But I'm assuming there's a bit of juice reduction there for the Dodgers because they're probably going to be batting 1 less time than the Reds.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's just that's what I didn't think about. So I'm pleased I asked you. But yeah, I'll have a little interest in that later on. The Dodgers team total over 4.5. Like I say, this lineup is just preposterous from start to finish. So Dodgers team total and Yamamoto record the win, and Dodgers most singles at plus 125. Dominic joined us. Dominic, top of the morning to you. Scott, cheeky little half an hour. We did everything. Are we doing? Dylan forced me to do locks and dogs yesterday. What's the situation? Do we have anything else to add?
No, whatever you want to do. It's fine.
Well, I'm the
co-pilot for this one. You're the pilot.
Dylan took 2 and I took the other 2, but Dylan left me with 2, and they were my 2 winners, which were Dodgers run line and Boston as my underdog. So yeah, I'll take the same 2 plays. Dodgers run line and Boston as my underdog, Scott. Give us anything you like. Did you have a standout player prop or what have you?
Well, I was going to do a prop show with Adam in about an hour. So
of course. Don't give that away then.
Well. So there you go. If you want to check that out, Adam and I are giving out 2 to 3 props each. So we'll also go through some miscellaneous stuff. Maybe I'll recycle the extra inning thing for fun at 650. But for my lock, I had the same plays as you. I like the Dodgers minus 1.5. I think it's a great price. Yamamoto win, though, at plus 120. I do like quite a bit, and the value is there, so I'll go with that. You know what? That'll be my best. That'll be my lock. I want that to be my dog. Yamamoto to get the win, I think, has a lot of value. So I'll go with that as my dog, actually, at plus 120. Especially for a team that's laying like 250 on the money line. Yeah. Sure, starting pitcher to get the win, plus 120. Sign me up. For my lock, Give me the over in the Red Sox-Yankee game. That's 7.5.
Okay. Thank you very much. I enjoyed that, Scott. It's been too long. And the chat was
home run
buzzing
pick?
as well. Sorry?
You're not going to do a home run pick?
Oh, I gave out Michael Bush earlier on. Sorry. He's got 2 home runs off Dylan's season, 8 at-bats. Michael Bush for me.
Okay. Let me just quickly see what the price was on Bush, just so I can let people know. The home run for Bush is plus no Vegas 492. If you don't have access to it, 475 for Bush. For me, what do I want to go with here? I don't mind backing a Yankee. I think we're going to get some runs. You know what? I'll do it. I thought he actually had some good at-bats yesterday, and he had 2 hits. Give me Aaron Judge, plus 320.
That's Dylan's favourite player.
I can't even say it's chalky because it's actually north of 3-1. We never get 3-1 on Judge. Give me 320.
It's either Judge or Soto, the only 2 answers you ever get out of Dylan when you ask him that question. Yeah. Right, smashing. Thanks, Scott. Enjoy the prop show then in a little while. Enjoy these games. As Scott mentioned, just keep your eye on the schedule because a lot of moving parts in October, and we will try our best to be in front of everything. Good luck with all your bets today. Enjoy the games, and we will see you down the road. Cheers.